Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This side your home science teacher Jasneet Kaur. To receive notifications related to home science subject, feel free to click on the subscription button and turn on notifications. Now after understanding elements of design, in this video we will discuss principles of design. This content is related with the chapter Design for Fabric and Apparel of class 12th. This video will be part 3rd. For rest of the parts, do check out the description box below. I hope students concepts related to elements of designs must be clear to each one of you. Now without wasting time, let's begin with understanding principles of design. In principles of design, we include balance, proportion, rhythm, emphasis, and unity or harmony. Starting with balance, it is defined as equal distribution of all the designs from the central point of the garment. Garment should be balanced vertically from the center as well as horizontally. Balanced dress produces visual harmony, means it gives calming effect. It is divided into two ways such as symmetric balance and asymmetric balance. Symmetric balance is also known as formal balance. It occurs when an object appears equal by repetition of an arrangement of elements of design. In simple words, we can say that if we cut the fabric vertically and horizontally, we will get equal elements on both the sides. Symmetrical balance is easy to create, but it tends to get monotonous or repetitive. Talking about second category, asymmetrical balance, it is also called as informal balance. Informal balance occurs when object on the garment appears unequal once the fabric is cut horizontally and vertically. Asymmetrical balance is difficult to achieve than symmetrical balance as it is more complex and trickier. Apart from these two, symmetrical and asymmetrical, there is one more category which is radial balance. Radial balance occurs when the major design on the fabric radiates from the center point. As you can see in the picture, a design on the t-shirt is emitting from the center point. Moving on to the second principle of design, that is proportion. In simple terms, proportion refers to the relation of one part of the design to another. It can be created through size, color, and quantity. For example, through color, it can be created by wearing different color shirt and pant. Example of size can be, as in the image you can see on your screen. Through this image, we can also understand with the equal division, person looks shorter and wider, whereas unequal division will make the person look slimmer and taller. Moving on to the next principle of design, that is rhythm. Rhythm is related with repetition of lines, colors, or any other element of design, which will further help in creating pattern on the fabric. It can be created through different colors or shapes, like as mentioned here, by creating repetitive shapes at even distance on a sari border, you can achieve rhythm. Or you can look at this image. This can be the example of shape. Through the repetition of bows, we can achieve or create rhythm. The other way of creating rhythm is through gradation. Gradation means one after the other. So it means by the repetition of lines or shade of color. The other way is by the use of radiated lines. These lines can be created by gathers. In this, eyes can move easily from one part to the other part of the garment. Such lines can be seen on necklines, arms, and skirts. The last way of creating rhythm can be when elements lie parallel to each other. For example, knife pleats in skirts, tucks in yokes, and bands of colors. Students, as I have used this term yoke, just to make you familiar with what yoke is, let's look at this image. You must have noticed this upper portion on the shirt, but you might not know what do we call this. This specific portion is called as yoke. This can be seen in girls' frock as well. Similarly, while discussing the examples of rhythm, I have used term gathers. This term is used to bring piece of cloth together through a seam. This is used to create effect of fullness on specific areas of the garment. So it can be seen on the necklines, waistline, or on the armholes. Moving on to the next principle of design, that is emphasis. Emphasis means special attention. So we can say that it is the focal point of any garment, the highlighted area of the garment which catches the attention of the other person. It makes the garment look attractive and draws the attention of people. It can be achieved through color, design, lines, or through accessories. The last principle is harmony. It can be achieved when all four designs of principles are used together for good effect. So students, after understanding both elements of design and principles of design, let's talk about how one can prepare himself for career in this field. Field of design for fabric and apparel has vast scope with two major specializations, fabric and apparel, in which fabric is used for many things like for upholstery, car seat covers, whereas apparel is not only includes fabric, it also has specific requirement in terms of appearance and durability. Therefore, the people who are in the field of fabric designing must have thorough understanding and knowledge of fiber characteristics, their processing, utility, advantages and limitations, dyeing properties of different fibers, techniques of color application, and must have complete understanding of principles of design in order to achieve desired results. There are a lot of institutions who offer a long-term and short-term courses leading to a certificate, diploma, or bachelor's degree in this field. Talking about its scope, person should have clarity that design industry is vibrant and dynamic. So one should have creativity of that level. Person must have awareness of the changing trends and styles and have ability to produce designs that are fresh and current. Along with this, person must have vision to create innovative and unique designs. The other career opportunity is that one can work as researchers and producers of design for companies or for fashion houses, and can also work in the design agencies. Otherwise, person can work as freelancers. Freelancers are the ones who work independently and don't associate themselves with any of the organization. That's all for today, students. I hope this chapter is clear to each one of you. If you come across any doubt or any confusion, put your questions across in the comment section freely. If you like this video, then do thumbs up and pour your suggestions about this video in the comment section below. I will get back to you with my another video. Till then, bye-bye, stay safe and stay blessed.